I remember I was in there and I finally walked up to her and I said, Mama, how come let Daddy die? And she just sat there and I said, how come he took, everybody else has their dad? And she just looked at me and she goes, Joseph, God must have a lot of confidence in you. He must have a lot of confidence in you and he must think you're a really strong person.
Wow.
She goes, so I would take this as an honor and I'm blessed enough that God knows I can survive this. And I said, and that's how we handle all problems. And that's how I wanted to teach my children to handle all problems.
Mm-hmm.
Out west where the sun always beams bright, Midland skies keep the hustle in sight. BAM Consultants got the blueprint intact. For dreamers on the grind, they got your back. Championing dreams from the ground to supreme, providing that spark, igniting the team. Marketing flow strategies that glean. BAM in Midland, building your dream. They teach the
All right, man. Leon Carrasco.
Yes, sir.
Man, so I just want to start out with we're Leon's dad, Joseph Carrasco.
Joseph Carrasco.
Yes, sir. Welcome
I'm
to the
Joseph
show.
Leon and he's Joseph Leon. He's
Junior.
But we go by Leon so that he's not called Junior or
Gotcha.
Lil Joe or
Right.
anything like that.
Leon just sounds,
Yeah, and
it works out,
yeah.
man. So how young was he when you started calling him Leon? Okay.
Before he was born, my brother Jackie came by. He's no longer with us. And he came by right before Leon was born. And I already knew I was going to name him Joseph Leon, but call him Leon.
Ah.
And my brother goes, oh, man, that's going to be awesome. He goes, but you call him Leon. He goes, he needs to go by Leon, not Leon. And I said, all right. And so we call him Leon and Leon. But it's a personal thing because my grandfather was Jose Leon. My nephew, who's no longer with us either, he was Dustin Leon. And I'm Joseph Leon, and he's Joseph Leon.
Yeah.
So I like old names.
Yeah.
I don't like new names at all.
Yeah, the new modern stuff.
My youngest is Santana, so we keep it.
Yeah.
I like old names, and I like them to have a meaning, not just
Right.
what's popular.
Right.
He was named after my brother that I was talking about that passed. When he was born, we didn't know if he was going to be a boy or a girl. We just went the whole pregnancy without finding out. And then when he was born, they were like, it's a little boy. And what are you going to name him? And I said, and it was the death date of my brother.
Oh, wow.
And he loved Santana. That was his favorite band by far. And so it just came to me, and I said, you know what, we're going to name him Santana. And she was like, really? And yeah, Santana. And then we hyphenated it with his grandfather's name, so he's Santana Miguel. And then we put my brother-in-law's middle name for his middle name. So he's Santana Miguel David Carrasco. So we went
Real school with that one.
like the old people used to meet. They had 4 names. And
Multicultural.
5 names.
So is the Carrasco family, your side of family, are you a music family?
I play music. I play the trumpet and
Me too.
timbales and congas. And we grew up playing music. I grew up playing music too. My father was a musician. He sang and played the guitar. And he did it a lot. Played in bars. He didn't do it professionally, or he didn't do it as an income, but he always played there in Clovis, where we're from.
Okay.
And he was Augustine. Gus is what his name was.
Gus, yeah.
So, I like that. That's what I don't like. This new sounding names and everybody.
Yeah.
I want it.
So when was the first time that you saw that Leon had something?
The first time I heard him playing in another room, I thought it was the radio.
Oh.
Or a video.
Well, yeah.
TV video.
Wow.
YouTube video. And I went in there and I saw him playing. And I was like, he was 6. And I said, okay. I thought he was really gifted right away.
Yeah.
But then one night I was at the house and he had just discovered a looper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I was in the house and I could hear him playing. He always just played the guitar, always. He was never on video games or anything. It was just the guitar. And I went in there and he goes, look, Dad, look what I can do. And I said, what is that? And he goes, it's a looper. And so he started playing a rhythm part. And he was recording it with the looper. And then he pushed the foot pedal and the rhythm kept on playing. And then he started playing the lead on top of the rhythm. This is at 6.
Wow.
And I go, maybe 7. I said, oh, wow, okay. I said, that's your recording? He goes, yeah, I record the rhythm first, and then I can play whatever I want to play on top of it. Wow. And I said, okay. And then that's literally when I was like, okay, this is different.
Something. Yeah.
And we need to get another guitar. We need to start getting these things together because this isn't just, picking around on the guitar. And he was just playing it off of his head. He wasn't even playing a song. He was just playing a bunch of stuff. And the songs were real easy for him to figure out before the song was over. Because we always drove in the truck. He'd always be in the back seat with the guitar. He always has a guitar.
Always with it.
Always, when we were kids.
That was some kids have a toy. Or
absolutely.
That was his
Leon
comfort.
always had a guitar with him. When we'd get in the truck, he would bring it. He wouldn't get out of the truck a lot of times with it, but he always had it in the truck. And so I would play music, and he's always on the guitar playing. And within 30 to 45 seconds of the song, he's already playing with the song. Yeah. And it was just whatever I was playing. If it was the Eagles, if it was country, if it was rock, if it was even R&B, if it was hip-hop, he was playing. And so I wouldn't try to make too much of it, but I'd always just listen, and I'd even get my phone and just start recording it. Because I'd be like, this isn't.
It's not
He's
normal.
Never even heard this song. He was a kid at the time, and it'd be a song that I just started playing.
Would you like, I'm going to put this song, test him like.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
songs that I liked. I would like to hear him playing. I'd always put that song on, and then I'd say, man, I like this song a lot, Leon, you ought to hear this one. And I'd play it, and then he'd be back there, and within a few seconds, he would already just be playing along with it. He'd play the chords with it, and then he would be adding into it, and then he would just be doing solos with it. And I think that was a lot of the different ranges that he would play in, because now that I've seen people play for a long time, just watching him as much as I do and all the people that he plays with, you realize how important it is, or how much of a advantage it is if you can play all kinds of, and people say, oh, I play a lot of different music. But you know some different songs, but to be able to play different music is two different things.
It's a different thing altogether.
It's like saying I own a bunch of different music.
Right.
I can play all these different songs on the radio.
Yeah.
But if you asked me to go and fill in this type of music, they don't know all of the chords. They memorized the song.
Right.
And so I think that's what was really helpful to him, because I would get into a country stage where I was just playing a bunch of country songs I liked.
Yeah.
And he'd sit back there and just play a bunch of country music.
Yeah.
And I'd play a bunch of old 80s rock or 90s rock, and he'd be back there learning to play with Ted Nugent and Van Halen and stuff. And then I'd listen to classic rock. And then he grew up liking the blues, and that's what he played. So we were always playing blues music. But everybody always asks, I've heard other musicians or artists getting asked, what do you play when you're at home? What's your favorite song?
Yeah.
What they play when they're at home, without preparing for anything, that's what they love.
Right.
And so he would always play the blues. You could tell him to play something. Hey, play Eddie Van Halen. And
he'd do that.
He'll play it. But when he's picking on his own and just playing, he's playing a lot of blues. And the blues are real. There's chords that are universal and standard for that. And where I think a lot of people gravitate to the blues right off the bat, what I've heard from guitar players is because they can figure a lot of it out easier maybe than something else. But once you figure those parts out, then you're kind of limited there.
Right.
So I've seen a bunch of interviews with Eric Clapton, even Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix. All those guys went and learned different genres, not to get away from the blues, but to bring it into the blues. And that's what made them stand out, is because they weren't playing the same 4 chords or 3 chords. They were playing those chords, but they were integrating polka. They were integrating hard rock. They were integrating symphonic music. They were different scales and all of these things. And so bluegrass is big for everybody. Yeah. Every guitar player tries to incorporate bluegrass into what they're doing, even if they're heavy metal, whether they're R&B, whether they're blues, whether they're Tejano even. Yeah. And so that makes a big, big difference. And that's why he can sit in with
anybody. Yeah.
I mean, in the second.
Yeah.
With DJ King.
Yeah.
He had never even heard their songs. or the songs they were asking him to play that night. He played at the Horseshoe one night, and they said, "Hey, the guitar player didn't make it. Can you fill in?" And Leon, and I was there, and I go, Leon looked at Leon, and Leon was like, and Adrian goes, "Yeah, he can." And Leon goes, "Yeah, I can." And then he goes, "Okay, it's going to be these 2 songs." And Leon goes, "I've never even heard these songs." We hauled butt to the van, went and pulled them up on YouTube, listened to them for this was about 12 minutes before he went on. He listened to them each once, and then went out there and destroyed
and played it.
And so that's where I think it's like the ability to be able to just play instantly with anything,
Yeah.
and he hears it different.
Yeah.
I can't hear it how he hears it. He hears,
How do you hear it?
Because
like, I hear the melody. I think most people hear the melody
Right.
and the you know.
normal people, we hear the
You're
sound.
a normal person, right?
We hear the sounds.
Yeah.
No, you can't
Leon-
call him.
Leon
You really
feels-
can't call him a
feels-
normal person because he plays a trumpet too.
Yeah, but I mean,
No, I play the trumpet too, but I'm no normal. I mean, I am a
No,
normal
but
person.
like-
you know
but
what I
the
mean?
general public, I think,
General
hears
public,
the,
you have ears for.
the melody. You know,
Yes.
what's the
Yeah.
main part and stuff like that.
Right.
And these guys, they listen to a whole different
A
part
whole
of the song.
other, yeah.
And their ears are so selective, they can hear certain.
Uh-huh.
And I think us, you know, I mean, I'm not speaking for everybody, but me, sometimes it's hard for me to differentiate the bass line from the song. Or
Gotcha.
or the hi-hat from the song, or the snare from the song. But these guys can.
They
They'll
lock
hear
in
it
on
real
it.
quick. They'll be like,
Like,
man, you
yeah,
hear that
that's
snare?
that's a steady beat. That's all
Yeah,
you can
you'll
say.
hear them say, man, that snare is this, or that
You're
hi-hat.
like-
I like that
You
hi-hat.
be like, it's fast or it's slow.
And I'm trying to listen for it. Like, you know, it's hard for me to hear it, and they hear it real easy. Oh,
Right.
man, that bass line is walking up and down. And I'm like, and then I have to specifically listen.
In on it, yeah,
That they listen to things a lot different than me.
for sure.
And I think it's good, too, because you want to not make, you know, you're not always just have to please, but you want to make something that they're going to like,
Right.
not what you're going to like specifically, because
So there are 2 different schools on that, right? You know, I mean, there's something like that. I think that's what happened. That's how pop happened. Mm-hmm. We got to make something that people are going to buy, right?
the simple listener.
Right. But then, you know, there's the other side that says you make something that you absolutely love and you like. There's going to be people that love that too.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's the same thing in business, right? Because in business, you can sit there all day long and say, okay, what are people going to buy? What are people going to buy? And you can put all these studies and this research and all the analytics and what are people going to buy? And you can put that together, and it's the perfect, exactly what textbooks should be,
They study.
right? They study it, right? And they're going to get some part of the population, right? But then there's the other one that's completely intuitive. What do I want to see? What would I buy, right? So when in business, when you're advertising, if you advertise to everybody, you're not going to get too many. But if you advertise to one
Your
person,
target market.
your target, exactly, you're gonna get a lot more return on that advertisement.
I see. It's more concentrated.
Yes, sir.
And then what I mean by, like, I guess the perfect combination would be an artist who wants to play exactly what they want, and it's appreciated by the mass, you know. And so if you're lucky enough to love that, one, have that ability, and 2, want to make that kind of music, then I think that's when things work out really well.
Yeah.
You might be the greatest oboe player, and everybody that plays the oboe and everybody that's in orchestra and symphonies are going to love
They're
your
gonna
music,
love it.
and they're going to understand it and appreciate it.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's any less, but you're not going to reach
Right.
the mass group that.
Very niche market.
And
very
so-
niche. Yeah.
That's where I think he comes in, because he's got songs with the Hano flair in them. He's got songs that are really, that I feel like are amazing country songs.
Yeah.
He's got songs that are blues songs that are,
Yeah.
and, you know, I think it's getting to where you can be like that now more than you could be like that 20 years ago.
Yeah. 100%. Just because of social media, the internet, and
You don't have to go buy an album.
yeah.
You don't have to go buy 10 songs of
Right.
same artist.
To get the 1 or 2 that, yeah.
You can have different
be
types
singles.
of taste, and you
Yeah.
can say, "Oh, I like 2 songs here and 3 songs from
Yeah.
him and 1 song from him,"
Yeah.
and I think that's what's kind of beneficial to him, because he's not just going to be targeting one. You can like the guitar and like him.
Right.
You can like the songwriting and like him. You
Right.
can like the vocals and like him. You
Yeah.
can like country music and like him, and it
Yeah.
just goes down the line.
You know, and that speaks to, you know, he just recorded, right, a new song, right, and he played it for us a while ago. And my first feeling is like, man, that's on the standard of a Ray LaMontagne, where he is, you know, the bluesgrass, not really country, not really rock, not really blues, right? Like you can't categorize Ray LaMontagne.
Yeah, yeah.
He's his own category.
It's good music.
Right? It's just good music.
I like
and
it.
the whole fact that this 19-year-old kid who's been jamming since he was born, basically, right? Just since he's a kid. But the new song that he came out, right person, wrong time, just right there, right? The wisdom, the life experience, where that kind of substance comes from at such a young age in itself is the lyricism of it, the storytelling of it, you know, that makes me, a 50-year-old dude, like, oh, dude, I relate to that.
Yeah.
Like, you're 19 and you wrote that. I'm relating to that, like, because that's real life, right? Because as
How
soon as
many
he
times
started,
has it happened?
yeah, as soon as he started singing it, I'm like, I know who my right person, wrong.
Everybody
time
has
is.
one or two or three or four.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
by 19, not so much. Maybe, you know, some of us do, a lot of us do, but
It takes a lot of deep conversations and never talking to him like a child.
Crypto inflection point. The rise of infrastructure over speculation and hype. Money doesn't wait. Neither should we. To most, crypto still feels like a speculative sideshow. But quietly, the story has changed. But the noise is fading and what's emerging beneath it is more serious and far more powerful. We're now entering crypto's infrastructure era. Infrastructure, the hidden engine of every revolution. Real breakthroughs do not go viral. They are not superficial. They go deep. That's the inflection point crypto is at right now. With all this information on the importance of necessity of sound infrastructure in mind, you might be wondering, who's building for this moment? Enter Texacoin, TXC, a script-based mineable layer 1 blockchain that reflects everything this infrastructure moment is about. TXC is not a speculative play. It is designed as infrastructure-first protocol engineered for performance, accessibility, and decentralization. The vision is simple. Establish the base layer through distributed mining across the state of Texas and empower layer 2 builders to create real applications with utility beyond speculation. Anchor the ecosystem in people, not centralized validators, antiquated institutions, or gatekeepers. Join the conversation. The Black Gold Energy community meets every Monday evening, both in person and virtually. Texacoin is gathering momentum block by block, and we are the movement in the Permian Basin. Want to learn more? Bring your curiosity, skepticism, or questions to one of our weekly Monday night meetups, 6 to 8 at BAM headquarters. Or join virtually. The Google Meet will be in the event description. It's not a pitch. It's not a crypto meetup. It's a table for builders, thinkers, and doers. It's open to anyone with the curiosity to explore.
I've lost both parents, and I miss them,
Yeah.
but I don't long for them. I don't.
regret.
I
not.
don't none, and I don't resent a lot of things. Now, what I learned from that is these kids are going to have us for a certain amount of time. They're going to have the rest of their lives to say, "I wish I could ask my dad," or "I wish I could ask my mom."
Yeah.
So if you do this all now, when you're no longer around, they know exactly what you would say. They know exactly what you would
You're right.
come back with.
Right.
And that's what I feel is the clarity that he has, and his sister and his brother. We have talks like this on the daily, on the hourly. We don't, we'll talk for hours.
Yeah.
And everything they want to know about, we explain and we talk about, and well, this and this is because of this. And my mother said this, and I'm the youngest of 13. And so she was an amazing teacher.
Yeah.
And so that's how she was with me. She explained to Joseph, well, this is because your kids are going to try to do this when they get older. And they have children, they're going to do this.
Yeah.
They're going to say this. They're going to act like this. They're going to behave like this.
Yeah.
And it was all because she spoke to me that much and explained things to me that much.
Yeah.
It was never, you want to understand.
Right.
Of course they're not going to understand.
Right.
And then they're not going to ask any longer. And
Because they're getting stonewalled.
Yeah.
Why keep asking?
and then they turn to their phone. They turn to their computer, and that's their source of knowledge.
Yeah.
And then they ask, well, why are these kids not respecting their parents? Because you're not giving them anything to respect.
Right.
And, you know, it's not saying that you have to brainwash them or make them only believe you.
No.
But when I don't know something, I don't know something.
Right.
And I have no, let's look that up. I'll tell them, let's
Right.
find out.
Let's find out.
What about this, Dad? How did it? I said, man, honestly, I don't know something.
Let's figure
look
it
it
out.
up real quick. Let's find out. We were asking about iodized salt. You know,
Yeah.
we find out about it.
Right.
We don't just say, oh, I don't know. And I don't take somebody's word either.
Right.
Well, why is it in everything? It makes me start having a million questions right away. Why is the salt iodized? I told Santana the other night, look up what too much iodine does. He looks it up. I go, what are the effects of too much iodine? He looks it up. I go, man, you know how many people I know with that problem, thyroid problem? Yeah. And I go, what else does iodine come in? And he looks it up. It comes in this. And I go, so we eat that all day long. We don't need another source of iodine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I go, so what does normal salt come? It comes unionized. Okay? That's what I'm saying. We figured it out and we looked it up. And then that's why he goes, well, they've been putting it in it forever. And I said, I know. Everything you see always says iodized salt. And now you're seeing non-iodized
Right.
salt.
Why is that?
Why is it? Because more people are looking for healthier alternatives.
Yeah.
And I go, so it just makes you question everything.
Fluoride in toothpaste.
Everything. And
Why
so
is there non-fluoride? Wait, I thought it was good for my teeth. Why would there be none?
if y'all are making a bad product now then? You know, because y'all told us this is the
Right.
best product.
Yeah.
So everything has to be, and my youngest has that mindset. He's critical, and he likes to ask the questions. And
Yeah.
everybody asks, you know, well, why are they really seem to know exactly what they want to do. We've facilitated what they want to do. We don't ever made them do anything, ever. I've never had to tell Leon to practice.
So talk about that. So he just practices. Like other kids, they said video games, they have girlfriends, they go out and drink with their friends, they party every weekend. What is it? Not Leon. He just practices,
Never.
plays.
That night after his concert, he went home and probably played for 5 more hours. And that's not an exaggeration. That is, and that's the biggest factor in that boy. That is by far the biggest factor in that boy. He's, everybody always asks, I mean, a million times since he's always played everywhere, man, how did he become so good? How did he become this? And I've had the same answer since he was maybe 10, maybe even younger, 9 or 8. I said, I haven't seen anybody do anything. I don't care if it's sewing, writing. I've never seen anybody do anything as much as he plays that guitar. I don't care if you're a roughneck in the oil field and you got to work 60 hours. I guarantee you he plays more than that.
He plays more. He puts in more hours.
I'm not even exact. I
Yeah.
said he falls asleep nightly playing the guitar.
So you see him wake up and he has a guitar on.
I'll be in the kitchen and he walks in from his room with the guitar still on, playing the guitar, going to the refrigerator. And that's every single day. I always take pictures of him and he'll just be asleep. Get the guitar and I get it and I put it somewhere and then he'll just turn over and go back to sleep. But it's so anybody that wants to do something, that's not a normal thing.
No, not at all.
And so when I've talked to some people that I know that are extremely successful and a rare, life that they've had, and I appreciate it, I respect it, and I've gone as far as respecting it enough to have them sit down with Leon and go to dinner. There's 2-3 guys that I know that are professional athletes for a long time, started, played, 16 years, I mean, amazing athletes. And the only reason I was drawn to him to talk to Leon is because I knew people that knew him. And they would tell me the same things that I would think that I would hear with him, that I knew with him, not heard, he knew.
Yeah.
And I'd always be talking to them. This is years ago. And they'd be like, man, that dude, we grew up together. Everyone knew he was going to be a professional athlete because it wasn't anything he was doing for any other reason, but then that he just absolutely was obsessed and loved it.
Obsessed.
He wasn't doing it because it made him stronger. He wasn't doing it because he knew he'd get a bunch of girlfriends. He wasn't doing it because he was just there doing it all the time. And I'd hear him say that, and I'd be like, really? Yeah, man. When we'd go to practice, he'd be there 2 hours before. When we'd leave practice, he'd stay there 2 hours after. Friday nights, he wouldn't go out with us. Saturday nights, he wouldn't go out with us. He never drank. He never did this. He never did that. He just always.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he New York Yankee for I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
He played and not just made the team. He started.
Wow.
So when I heard that, I was like, and then I knew the guy, and I talked to him, and he was always, I respected him obviously, but I called him one day because Leon had come home with problems, and he was like, man, I feel bad. My friends, they always tell me that I don't ever go out with them, because he wouldn't. And Friday and Saturday night, all through high school, you could find Leon in that studio.
Yeah.
He'd have a bunch of friends over, but that's where
He was working.
He might go for a few minutes, and he'd come home by 11 o'clock, Angel.
Yeah. Right back.
Man, what are you doing?
What are you doing home? We get out there going.
He's like, I just wanted to come back. I just wanted to play. So-and-so's going to come by later anyway, and I'm just going to hang out here.
Yeah.
And I was like.
That's where his focus is.
And we were never worried about Leon going out.
Yeah.
Like, man, what time, you need to be home by this time.
No, none of that.
It was never like that. And so his friends all knew that. And so I remember when I heard that, I was like, man, I don't want them to make him feel guilty, for one. And two, I don't want him to be so guilty that he starts neglecting his guitar just to please his friends.
Yeah.
Because we all want to please our friends.
Right.
I called that friend of mine, and he goes, man, I know exactly what you're talking about. I go, man, is there any way y'all could just go to dinner, just you two, and talk to him? And, and he knows, Leon knows him too. And he goes, yeah, man, absolutely, we'll go to dinner. And so they went to go eat, and they sat down and talked, and he told Leon about one percenters. And he goes, there's very few of us, Leon. And he wasn't talking arrogantly, he was just talking factually.
Straight up, yeah.
Because there's very few people that have this kind of passion or this kind of drive to these things. There's people that are passionate about Christ, and then we all should be. There's people that are passionate about their work. There's people that are passionate about. He goes, but there's a different group. And he goes, and so the way he explained it was really understanding to Leon, and then it's about utilizing what you've been given. And if you're more concerned with the world than with him, then you'll be more concerned with pleasing the people. Than doing what your passion is, with the thing that he did. And I'm glad he was never confused about that,
Right.
And I think all the confusion and he was able to focus on these things because of his faith and our faith and everything.
Yeah.
It just removes all kinds of clutter from your brain.
So during our interview a little earlier, I asked him a question. I was like, man, going through everything that you're going through, you're obviously you're right. Obviously, you put in the work, you put in the hours, you're chopping the wood, you're going through it. You went to, a couple of years ago, you went to International Blues Fest, and you made some noise, right? You're preparing to go back, right? There's all this buzz, right? You everything's looking good. You're going out. Okay, how much of all of that you have a good band, right? Not just a good band, but like an exceptional band. Not just like friends of yours, but like mentors of yours, right? They were your teacher, right? Like that's not normal, right? This is obviously an exceptional situation. How much of all that is a God thing? Didn't miss a beat.
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said. All of it.
1,000%. There isn't one single second or instant that hasn't happened because of it. And when you feel that way, then everything just
it lines up,
goes smooth. Or you don't fight the waters as much because it's in his plan. And if you think it's your decisions and it's your will, then you're going to have a lot of upstream battles in your life.
Right.
But when you let him take everything, and everything is his plan, everything, I mean the good and the bad and the odd and the weird, you don't fight it as much.
Right.
It's like floating down a stream.
Floating down,
And, there's going to be branches in your way, and there's going to be rocks in your way, and there's going to be white caps and stuff like that. But you have to stay in that water, and that's the way the river's going. And, if you're sitting there saying, no, I'm going to do it my way, this is like, all right, man.
Okay.
That's confident.
Yeah.
That's pretty prideful.
Yeah, and that's the fall of man, right? The hubris. Yeah. Well, I gotta say, Joseph, you've done an exceptional job
His
raising your
mother
children.
too. His mother, absolutely.
Yeah, you guys have done an amazing
His mother
job.
does.
Yeah.
His mother gives Leon a side that I can't give.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
And again, it's an absolute his will to have
Right.
the exact amount of me and the exact amount of his mother to make him.
Right.
And too much of one would be not perfect, and too much of the other would be just the same.
Yeah.
And I try to do as much as I can,
Yeah.
but he has to have that other side too. And it's been I want him to be like me.
Right.
I just want to inform Leon. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
If he turns out to have a lot of my traits, and so be it.
Yeah.
But hopefully he picks the good ones. And
Right.
And
That's what my dad says. Yeah.
and that's what we got to be at.
Yeah.
Other than that, I tell Leon this, and I tell everybody this now that, especially now that he's older. If there was anybody that I had to have make decisions for me, it would be Leon. And eventually it'll be Santana, and eventually it'll be Isabella. Because there's not anybody that I would feel like I've introduced and input more in than them three.
Yeah.
So I would trust them more than anybody else in the world.
For sure.
Because I feel like they're going to come up with the same decisions as me.
Yeah.
And so
I love that.
and we have to do that.
Yeah.
And if we don't, then we're letting somebody else fill in that
Right.
info. You're letting somebody else download info into your child.
Right.
It's going to be either you or it's going to be somebody else.
They're getting it from somewhere.
Absolutely.
100%, man. I love that. I have one daughter, right? And I feel the same way. I poured everything I'm into her. I'm proud of who she is. I'm proud of the way she thinks, the way she moves through life. I'm like, yes, right?
And when you see them make good decisions, you're like,
There you go, Mika.
man, and
Yeah.
you can step back each time.
Yeah.
Step back a little further each
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I wanted you to say.
Right.
There's no better answer than the one you get.
And then even so, there's that when they say something that you didn't expect, but that you're like, that's
Even better. Absolutely.
Yeah, like
It's a combination. Like I said, there's a lot of times that Leon asks me, what should I tell this person? And I'll tell him what I would say. And then he always sends me back, this is what I'm going to send him.
what I would-
Even better, Leon.
Perfect.
It's a good thing that it's not me.
right.
And
Yeah.
I want to be like that, that when we go to the studio the other day, I told Leon and I told Adrian, I even told Victor, I don't want to talk to that guy at all. I don't want my abrasiveness or anything from me staining what Leon needs to be doing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It needs to all be him, not him with his dad's
Right.
direction.
Right.
Because at this, he's far superior in knowledge about it than me. I would, you know what I mean, with the music. Like,
Yeah.
that needs to all be you, Leon.
Right.
And again, it goes back to like what you were saying with your daughter. I put everything I put into you now. Now you need to
Right.
use that info and make your answers and make your decisions.
Yeah.
And when say that, it doesn't mean, here's the thing too, it's a lot of, when you say that you're pouring everything into your child, it doesn't mean, one, spoiling,
No.
and two,
No.
it doesn't mean being obsessed.
Right.
So
Right.
the biggest thing that a lot of these parents, I coached baseball for the last 16 years, and we did 2 teams a year, and I'd see a lot of case after case after case after case of
Yeah.
kid and parents and kids and
Yeah.
parents. And if being obsessed gives the child the upper hand, the leverage, because everything is around the child now,
Yeah.
and the child knows that I don't want to do it anymore, we're not going to go.
It's just a power move.
Absolutely. And so if you always keep that, and the kid doesn't want it.
Right.
He might act like he wants it,
Right.
but he doesn't. And if you keep that separate, you're usually in a good spot, And I used to do it on purpose. We'd come home from a show or something like that, and I literally would say, hey, man, get all the trash cans and get all that shit picked up, and then we're going to go do this and we're going to go do that. And it wasn't to knock him down, but it was like, you need to remember you're a 12-year-old boy. You still have chores,
Yeah.
and you still don't know a lot.
Yeah.
I don't tell you nothing about your guitar, but that doesn't mean this house is built around you and that guitar.
Right.
And so that is what I think keeps your child interested in his craft, whatever it is, whether it's
Yeah.
baseball or football or
Yeah.
basketball or music. And two, it gives them less responsibility. And I think when the kid has all of this pressure on him, because, man, at some point they know what's being expected or
Right.
what's expected and what's being spent.
Gotta
You know,
perform.
like, man, we're all the way to Dallas for 4 days.
Right.
And I know my mom and dad are going to spend a lot of money on a hotel, and they're going to spend money on gas and food and all that. And I need to, one, they're either going to say, I need to play really well. And there's a lot of pressure on me. Or two, they're going to say, I don't like this pressure on me. I'd be at home with my friends playing
Right.
this weekend in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But I've got to go
They're
to this
spending this
tournament.
money, so I
got to go to this tournament because, my mom and dad said that this is an important tournament. And, that's when I think the kid just, you've seen it, I know, 14, 15 years old, and they're just, I don't want to do this.
They check
no more.
out.
I don't want to play baseball no more. I don't
Yeah.
want to play basketball no more.
Yeah.
And the parents are like, but.
Good at it.
But, and so he played baseball. My daughter had horse lessons. We bought her a horse. She had a horse for a little while. Santana has played baseball, basketball. He played basketball, soccer. When you do those things, you can tell which ones they like.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you can tell which ones they want to ask you to go do. My youngest played baseball 6 years. And the last year, I was like, do you even want to play Santana?
No.
Because honestly, and I said, yeah, sometimes I said, I know Leon played, and I've always coached, but we don't have to do this. Believe me, 2 hours a night, 3 nights a week, weekends, we're doing all this all the time, traveling. He goes, no, not really. He goes, I'd rather play golf with you. I said, God dang. He told me that like 2 years ago. And he goes, well, and I said, all right. No,
All right, then cool, we
fine."
good.
So we're done. We're done with
Yeah.
baseball. And he's been doing golf for the last 2 years.
Nice.
This episode of BAM BizTalk is brought to you by Flash Mobile. Whether you're managing your business, chasing your dreams, or just handling life on the go, Flash Mobile gives you nationwide for GLTE coverage. No contracts and total freedom, all at a price that makes sense. Activate your plan in minutes. Bring your own device. Stay in control wherever life takes you. Contact us and make the switch today. And now let's get back to today's show.
We don't
Push.
push him,
Yeah.
but I don't spoil him with the golf either. You
Yeah.
know, I tell him, okay, if you want to go play golf on the course, of course, everybody likes to play on the course.
Yeah.
We're going to go put work in the range, though.
Yeah.
So if you want to go play on the course, you have to give me 2 afternoons in the range, and then we'll go play on the course. Because I'm not going to go just waste money
Right.
so that you can lose golf balls and learn on the golf course. We
Yeah.
can learn for free at the range.
Yeah.
You don't need to learn on the golf course.
Yeah.
All right. We go Mondays and Wednesdays,
Yeah.
and then we play on Sunday.
Ah.
And within 2 years, he's out driving me now.
Yeah.
And he's 12. Well, he's 13 now.
Yeah.
And I've been playing for years. But it's the same thing. He'll be an amazing golfer when he gets to high school.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to have to pay for their school,
Yeah.
I told all of them, if you have the dream that somebody's just going to pay for your school, it's not going to happen with me.
Right.
You guys are far too bright. There's far too many opportunities. There's way too much help
Yeah.
to be putting me in debt or putting yourself in debt.
Yeah.
I made my sacrifice when they went to elementary. We put them in a real nice school, put them in a private school, and it paid off. It
Yeah.
paid off 100%.
Yeah.
They both can go to school for free. I don't have to pay for college.
Yeah.
So you have to have a plan, and then you have to execute. And so
I
when
love
I
that.
put them in that school,
Yeah.
I said, this is your college money.
Ah.
I swear, I remember telling, you can ask him right now, how old were you when your dad told you he wasn't going to be paying for your college? Probably since I can remember. And it wasn't because I was like,
Being cheap.
yeah.
Yeah.
One, I really can't afford it. And two, I knew that 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I knew that. It's going to, now I can only imagine what it's going to cost
Right.
in 20 years.
Yeah.
So you guys better make the plans accordingly. Because if you want to go to school, it's easy to go to school.
Yeah.
You can start in 9th grade, 8th grade, start making your path. By the time you're a senior in high school, everything should be laid out.
Yeah.
If not, it's your decision.
Yeah.
Those are your faults.
Yeah. You know, man. Well, like to and wife for
Their mom.
your yeah
Their mom.
for y'all.
We're not married.
Well, it's same
no,
thing,
no.
man. Y'all are united.
But we get to, we're
Yeah. Right.
disagree, and we're not.
right.
It's always about these kids.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Y'all are a team, right?
Yes,
And the
yes.
way that y'all raised, I can tell from Leon. He's the only one I met, and for him to have such a future in music, but to still also, I gotta get back to school. I have finals next week, right? That's there of like, and he was talking about. No, he's learning right now
Oh yeah.
in school that's gonna benefit him in his music career. Right, so to put the two together, right, is right to you and their mom have been doing over the last since they were born to where they're at now, right, and then only setting them up for their career, for their life. And I can see that in Leon, and because obviously he's something there that could very well go to the echelon of,
Yes, sir.
of music artists that we know of, right?
I really feel that whenever
Yeah.
it's too much to be one. We all know it's not average,
Right.
But it's too much to not be shared with
Yeah,
the writing, the music, and
yeah,
everything that's involved in it.
Yeah.
It needs to be shared. That's how I feel.
yeah,
I feel like this was given to you. This your job to nurture it. It's your job to raise it, and protect it, and share it.
yeah,
And it's a feeling I've always had.
yeah.
It's and a good friend said a long time ago, and I remember it since he was little, and he saw Leon playing, and he's a musician, and he goes, I'm gonna tell you this right now, Joseph, that little boy is like a flower. He goes, he's like a flower, and you keep all the weeds away from him. You see a weed even starting to grow next to him, you pull it out, and he goes, that's what your job is gonna be. And I thought about it like that, and I said, you know what, you're right. And there's people that I can feel, and I know it's Christ giving me the feeling and the Holy Spirit, and I can feel, and I'm just making a scene, but it's just not a good feeling.
Yeah,
And I'm just directed by that, and
yeah,
that the best thing I can say and that I can live by is we're here to prepare them for the day that we're not.
yeah.
And that's the honest to God truth.
Yeah, 100%.
And so if we can fill them in with everything we know, and if we don't know it, give them the mindset to be able to go and investigate on their own and not just take what's given to them,
Yeah.
take what's told to them. They'll be a lot better off whenever we're not here.
Yeah,
And that's the goal.
right.
Not to give them a big bank account, not to give them a big house, not to, these things aren't going to help them live when you're not here.
Right.
They might pay bills,
Yeah,
but they're not going to make them, one, they're not going to make them happy. Two, it's not going to give them peace when you're not here.
right.
And so I know a lot of people think it's morbid, and I don't even think it's morbid, but you have to prepare your children for when you're not here.
Yeah. No, 100%. You have to. You're doing a disservice to them if you're not.
1,000%.
Yeah.
How terrible would it be?
Right.
They couldn't survive without you.
Right.
You took care of them, and I biggest pet peeve, and it's like you do everything for them.
How are they notable? Yeah.
You're really.
Yeah.
It would break your heart.
Yeah.
To know that they can't provide
survive.
for themselves, and
Right.
they can't survive when you're not here.
Yeah.
And we, even though we don't like to talk about our own mortality, and we don't like to think about our own mortality,
Yeah.
you're a fool if you don't.
If you don't, because it's
You're acting
happening.
like it's not going to happen to you.
You're right.
Everyone.
You're going to be the only human ever that.
And so
Yeah.
it's be adjusted. It's got to be even as much as a heartbreak.
Yeah.
You tell your kids, don't be like this with me. Don't be like this with me.
No.
Because one day it's going to hurt what you're saying, what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a hurt that I want you to avoid. Not because I don't want you to be mad with me, but because I don't want you to ever have that heartbreak on you.
Yeah.
And it's a same as like I say, if I see that something that you're doing, I know it's going to hurt you later. It's my job to try to prevent that. And so if I see you being this way with your parents, trust me, as somebody who's lost their parents, you don't want to have that on your shoulders.
Yeah.
You don't want to have that in your heart because there's people that are destroyed by that. They never get over it.
Yeah.
They can never get past it.
Yeah.
And sometimes the parents just give up and say, oh, well, we don't talk.
I'm like,
She doesn't
what?
like me.
Yeah.
We don't get along.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man,
How does
that's
that
the
even
most
happen?
important thing in this world to
Yeah.
you. I hear people and man, you do them wrong, you better watch your back.
Yeah.
Because they won't stand for that. But the kid is falling by the wayside the whole time.
Right.
And they just go, oh, well, he won't listen to me.
Right.
Man, you'll go fight tooth and nail. Somebody stole $5,000 from you. I guarantee you'd be on their front
You
porch
own it.
banging that door,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
But the devil's attacking your son right now, and you just walked away from it.
Yeah.
You just said, he's too bad.
That's too bad for me. Yeah.
And that's what we're here for. We're not
Yeah.
here for nothing else, is the way I feel.
Yeah.
Nothing else. When you have kids, that's it. And
Yeah.
it's a responsibility,
Absolutely.
and it's an honor.
Yeah. Both in the same.
It's not a, it's nothing bad. You should be
Right.
honored. And so, like, even with that, everybody, man, he needs to watch out, or some people think I might be harsh or abrasive or whatever. And I say, well, do you think that God gave him to me by accident? Do you think that
That's a
he
good
needed
point.
to have a meek and mild father? Do you think that this is he put the wrong kid with the wrong parent?
Right.
He does it for a reason.
Yeah.
And it doesn't give me an excuse to be an asshole.
No.
But,
Hey, man. Nah.
but it's like an attorney.
Right.
You're gonna go get an attorney that's hi,
I don't know. No, you want a pit bull. You somebody. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's up there saying, okay, you're gonna have this baby, and you're gonna have this baby, and you're gonna have exactly what he's doing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're a fool to think that
Yeah.
you're not, and you can either accept that responsibility and that honor, or you can say, well, he's good enough on his own. He'll figure it out. Then
Yeah.
you're throwing your pearls to the swine.
I love that. Yeah. That's exactly what you're doing.
not taking them, and you're not doing something with the gift that he gave you.
Yeah.
And with me, like I always ask, Leon asks me all the time, have you ever, regretted not going to school or playing the trumpet more like you did? And I say, Leon, you know what? This is the honest to God truth, and this is how I wish every parent felt. There is not one arrest, not one missed dream, not one missed opportunity, not one ex-girlfriend, not one old truck that I wish I still had or turned out different. Because if it did, I wouldn't be sitting here right now saying these exact words to you right now. So I don't ever think about that. It doesn't bother.
Yeah.
If I would have went to college and you wouldn't be here like this. If I had got in a better job whenever I got out of high school, we wouldn't be sitting right here right now.
Yeah.
So with that kind of mentality, I hope he grows up with that. And then my daughter and my other son,
Yeah.
you don't have a lot of resentment.
Right.
Again, you're back in the stream
Yeah.
of God's will.
Yeah.
And
Flow.
you're not, man, I wish I would have took my trumpet serious. I could have went to college and got a degree and got a better job, and
Yeah.
made more money and all this and that. You wouldn't be right. I wouldn't be sitting in this chair right now talking to you.
Right here.
With
Yeah.
one thing that would be changed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that gives you a lot of freedom. It gives you a lot of confidence in your mind. It's you getting back up. Because
Yeah.
you don't feel like whatever just happened is a bad thing. You think,
Right.
like, okay, well, I must not have meant to go do that then.
Right.
And when you look at everything like that,
It's like if you're in the stream and you hit a branch, like, okay, cool.
okay, turn around, go keep going.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And so that's what I hope to pass to all of these guys.
Yeah.
And even his friends, we talk, he would come over and talk to me for hours.
Yeah.
Just like we're talking right now. Well, Mr. Carrasco, what about this? This and because this and happens. And they'd ask me about cars and payments and what about this? And I was always real honest with them. And that's why I think that they would always just gravitate
Yeah.
to Leon. Man, your dad. And then Leon would tell me, man, Dad, you ought to get around my friends. They always like, man, we love coming and talking to your dad.
Yeah.
And I'd say, man, I know their parents.
Right.
I know all of their parents, I'd be like, I wasn't saying, I can understand, some of them are dismissive.
Yeah.
Some of them are, I call them names, but I don't believe them.
Right.
You dumbass,
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
But, and I just think, I said, well, they're looking for information. And as easy it is to get off your phone, you still want to have somebody who's gone through it.
The BAM BizTalk podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, Pachuco's Restaurant. Craving authentic and eclectic cuisine in Midland? Well, Pachuco's has you covered. Located in downtown Midland at the ever-so-legendary and iconic historic building at 316 North Big Spring Street, Pachuco's blends rich and unique flavors in a conveniently pleasant and vibrant atmosphere. Enjoy the highest quality barbecue, savory tacos, burgers, and a variety of other mouth-watering dishes that reflect the spirit of a true Pachuco cuisine. Real, authentic, and just plain different. Check out their menu at www.pachucos432.com or call 432-218-8806 to inquire, or better yet, just show up and get your shine on at Pachucos, where heritage, exquisite taste, and hospitality come together for an unforgettable dining experience. Pachucos, Midland, Texas. Now back to the show.
So my sister, she has twins, and one of them, Mauricio, he's very intuitive, right? He sees people, right? And we went to Balmray, we were at the springs, and we were taking a break, and I was coming back from the restroom, and he's like, Tio, let's go in the water. And I was like, okay, hold on, give me 5 minutes. And I didn't have a watch, but you know how we do, we look at our watch, give me 5 minutes. And he was like, you don't even have a watch. And he just kept walking, right? And I'm like, oh man, you know what I mean? Like, my bad, you know.
It makes you feel bad because you have a good conscience. And know the important, even that little one. He's going to say, oh, okay. That's how
he is, right? And now I can't take that back now.
But you can always just say, you know, hey, man, you know what? I was making, when you admit.
You're right.
Then the kid learns too, you know.
Yeah.
And like, you can ask them, like, hey, man, I apologize for getting upset the other night.
Yeah.
You know, I really
Yeah.
got upset with you.
That was a huge.
I was mad. You know, it doesn't make it any better. I'm just coming to apologize.
Yeah.
I'm trying to watch it.
Yeah.
It's okay, Dad. It's all right, Dad. You know, it's all right. But there you go.
Right. No, that's a great point. Like apologizing right afterwards, and my daughter saying, no, okay, Dad. I was like, no.
I just want to tell you,
I'm sorry.
I was in the wrong.
Right. Okay, we're cool. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then they respect
that.
Because then somebody else comes along to them and lies to them and doesn't come back and make it right. They're going to say, okay, you know what? That's why my dad came back and apologized to me. Because it meant something to him. It doesn't mean something to them. So they don't even care that I know that they lied.
Right.
And they start to pick up those things. And then and the Holy Spirit, you know, just telling them, okay, well, that's discernment. Look at that guy. He's always lying.
Discernment.
He's always lying to you. You know, why do you trust him? And then it becomes a part of them. You know?
Right.
And those are all the things that are important. Not the sunglasses that they own or not the shoes that they own. It's those things that are important. Because those things are going to protect them later on in a bad decision or a bad relationship.
Right.
Or bad business deal.
Yeah.
All these other little things that people don't think are important are going to help them make good decisions when they get older.
Right. And if they didn't have that experience, or those lessons, you know, when they get out there, they will be deceived.
Exactly, because they're trusting. Children in general are trusting. And that's why it's such a deadly sin.
Yeah.
When you sin against children, he says it himself.
Yeah.
It's far beyond deceiving an older man.
Yeah.
But you're deceiving innocent children. And
yeah, you know, that's synchronicity of it, man. So I write in a journal every morning, right? And this morning, I actually have that line in right, you know, through the eyes of a child do we enter the kingdom of heaven, right? And that is so true, right? You know, because as a child, the world's just...
You're his most innocent creature on this earth.
Yeah.
You're his most precious creature on this
Yeah.
earth. And to deceive and times harder, like it says in the Bible, for them, that's a sin that he says you're better off tying a yoke and hiding at the bottom of the lake.
Yeah.
Not to kill yourself, but to hide from him.
Yeah.
That's how bad he looks down on it.
Yeah.
And scary thing is who's being targeted right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Nobody even concerns themselves with the adults, what the adults are doing wrong.
Right.
It's not even them anymore.
Yeah.
We want those kids. We want those kids because they know how close they are to God.
Yeah.
And that's why it has to be constant. And it has to be not where you're a hover parent, but where it means what I say. And that's the final.
Oh.
And that consistency is what's going to give them peace and what's going to give them comfort.
Right.
So
Well-
it's not hard to consistent. It's real rewarding. And the greatest thing is you want to enjoy your children when they get older.
Yeah.
You don't want to be having
Right.
walking around out there like
Right.
my mom would say when you have a kid, it's not like it's not just that you're having a kid. It's having your heart walking outside of your body for the rest of your life. So if something hurts that heart,
Wow.
it hurts you. It's
Yeah.
like having a piece of me out there. And so you really have to take it seriously. Because if you just let them grow up,
Yeah.
that would be my biggest nightmare. Worrying about my daughter, worrying about my son, worrying about my other son. Man, I hope he's okay tonight. Man, I hope he's making good decisions. Man, we're always going to worry.
Yeah.
But that would be a nightmare situation for me.
You know what? I've never thought about that, but because I just moved my daughter to Austin, so she's in Austin, right? She's 20, right? And when people ask me, "Oh, how do you feel about that?" and I was like, "I feel great.
Absolutely.
I feel great about it, because she's over there because she made a decision, and she's already looking into her career." And she's focused on it.
Yeah.
She wants nothing else other than
She's
that.
prepared. Yeah.
I my job.
And that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
And that allows her
Yeah, freedom.
freedom and confidence because I know I got my dad.
She knows I'm here. Yeah.
And he's taught me about this and this and this. It's like getting somebody prepared for a test.
Right.
We've gone over everything. We've gone over it forwards and backwards and upside down and inside out. You're prepared. You're ready for this test.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you know what, Dad, I am ready for this test.
I'm ready.
To go.
Yeah.
And if it's a different question, I'm good. I'll
figure it out.
You've taught me how to deduct answers. You've taught me how to reason. You've taught me how to rationalize. I got it. And that's what's amazing. And and I know, we've got friends that have kids, and it's a terrible situation.
Yeah.
And pray for those people, and they're here for a reason too.
For sure.
I'm here. I'm no saint, and I'm here for a reason.
Yeah.
So when somebody looks at somebody and says, "Oh man, their kid's not doing well," I wasn't doing well. It didn't condemn me though.
Right.
I don't condemn anybody else whose kid isn't doing well or anything. You need to go help them. That's where we need to be.
That's where it's at.
That's where your friends are.
Yeah.
And the ones that aren't having an issue with their children, they should be stepping forward and helping the ones that are having issues with their children.
Yeah.
And the ones that are having issues with their children, they should be welcoming that info. They should be welcoming that help.
Yeah.
Because you've already unwelcomed the knowledge with your kid.
Yeah.
Now don't turn it away again. Now that they're adults and somebody said, "Hey, I went through that."
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's the parents' choice, and then sometimes they don't have a choice. Sometimes they're in a hard situation. The kid has grown up in a hard situation, a bad area, difficult life. But look at all of the testimony of all the people that have grown up in a hard situation, a hard life, You can't use that as your crutch.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't apply to everybody. So you're letting it apply to you. But that guy over there, he's a lawyer now. He grew up on the streets and without his dad and swore he was going to do something better. And look at him now. So your theory doesn't apply because it doesn't apply to him.
Yeah.
So you say that. That's your crutch. You're using that as an excuse.
Yeah.
And believe me, I know that it happens, but we can always find something about it that's. I'll finish with one thing. When my father passed when I was young, I was real young, and this is what I always tell everybody. This is one of my favorite things to pass along to people, especially if anybody has a child that lost a parent or anything. I remember I was 5 when he passed. The youngest of 13. There was 10 of us at home when my dad passed. Same mom, same dad. I remember it took me like 2 years to finally get the nerve up to ask my mom. And I was like, Mom, I remember the night perfectly. She crocheted a lot. She was a lot older. When she had me, she was 44. So she was a senior citizen, and she had cancer for like the last 8 years of her life. So I remember I was in the living room, and I was walking around, and I was building up the confidence to ask her. I'd never asked her about my dad. I'd never been like, why is this? And I remember I was in there, and I finally walked up to her, and I said, Mama, how come God let Daddy die? And she just sat there, and I said, how come he took, everybody else has their dad? How come I didn't have my dad? Even my brothers had their dad. My brothers grew up with their dad. I was born like 5 years after my last sister. And I go, everybody had daddy, but I don't have. How come? You tell me to believe in Christ, and you tell me to believe in God, and why would this happen? We need him now more than ever. There's 10 of us in school still. And now we don't have a dad. And my mom, I swear, she was in a recliner, and I can still, and it stands out to me because it was so important. And I know God makes a bright memory in my head because it meant for me to share.
Yeah.
And I remember she sat there, and she wore glasses, and she has her glasses like this when she's crocheting. And she just looked at me, and she goes, Joseph, God must have a lot of confidence in you.
Oh, wow.
He must have a lot of confidence in you, and he must think you're a really strong person.
Wow.
She goes, so I would take this as an honor. I would take it like a chip on my shoulder. Like, I'm smart enough,
Yeah.
and I'm blessed enough that God knows I can survive this. I can handle this.
Yeah.
And then she literally like that. She goes,
Back to crochet.
I never made a deal of it.
Yeah.
Never, I'm sorry, Joseph.
Right.
Come here.
Yeah.
That was it. She wasn't cold to me.
Yeah.
But at that point, that's the answer I needed. Mm-hmm. And I just went back to crocheting, and I remember I stood there, and I go, all right. Well, I guess
I got this.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I always just felt different after that.
Yeah.
And so I tell that to people who know a child that's little. And I said, and that's how we handle all problems. And that's how I wanted to teach my children to handle all problems. You can either, there's always in my head whenever I see a problem, and I tell this to them, it's like a bull coming straight at you. You can jump out of the way of the bull, but it's in the ring. It's going to find you.
It's still coming, it's coming back.
You can run from it for a long time.
Yeah.
But you can stand there and let it run over you. And it's going to hurt. It's going to take a long time, a lot of rebuilding, a lot of fixing. Or you can do like the bullfighters. The bullfighters are, and I'm not saying the ones, the caballeros, the bullfighters that you see, the steer wrestlers. That's what I always vision.
Yeah.
I said, those guys see this bull coming at them, and they turn, and they grab it, and they grab the horns, and they twist the head, and they're going, a 160-pound man can take down a 1,200-pound bull.
Yeah.
Because he's using the momentum of the bull. He's trying to go straight against it, like we were saying with the water.
Right.
We're not its energy.
Yeah.
We're using its power. We're going to turn it around on him.
Yeah.
So when God takes my father, I'm not going to sit there and let it run over me. I'm not going to sit there and run from it. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to take the bull, and I'm going to twist his head, and I'm going to take him into the ground.
That's that old saying, take the bull by the horn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Angel. And so something as big as your father passing.
Yeah.
I say, okay, well,
Take these
I'm
horns.
going to take what my father taught my brothers, taught me,
Yeah.
and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to use it to the best, and I'm going to have children, and I'm going to be the best dad I can because I didn't have a dad.
Yeah.
And so, once again, we're using that tragedy as a blessing.
Yeah.
You know that in today's world, distraction is the enemy. The Deep Flow formula fuses human performance mastery with AI integration, helping you cut through the chaos, sharpen focus, and get more done in less time. In just one workshop, you'll learn how to turn stress into a repeatable rhythm of high performance, boost your creativity, and achieve clarity on demand. This isn't theory, it's a framework you can apply immediately. Call BAM Ventures, your business sidekick, at 432-247-8841 to step into your flow today.
I know it's easy to say that,
Right.
and when something tragic happens to you, you say, oh, you don't understand. Well, I don't know much more that can be much more tragic, you know. My mother died in my arms, my father passed when I was 5, but all of those things have to be taught and thought I was like that. Like,
Yeah.
okay. Even when Jackie passed, my brother, I picked his son up from the airport. He's in the military. He came home for the funeral. And the words just came to me to him. And right when I hugged him, I walked up to him and I hugged him and I said, Ashton, Jackie's been getting us ready for this day all our life. And here it is. Here's today. So now we can share all the stuff Jackie taught us instead of being sad about him not being here.
Yeah.
You know, when I would tell my mom, oh, I'm sorry, that's so bad that somebody died, she'd go, you need to be happy that you got to know them for that long.
Yeah.
How terrible would it be if you didn't even know them?
If you didn't know, yeah.
Man, I didn't think about that. Yeah. You at least got to know them for 17 years or 22 years or however long
Yeah.
you were. That's it. That's a blessing. Imagine
Blessing.
if you didn't know them at all, how much of the space would be missing in your
Yeah.
heart. So
Yeah.
everything happens for a reason. All these contests, this recording, the going to Memphis, I tell Leon that all the time. I say, God's putting these things in your path for a reason. You utilize them.
Yeah. 100%.
You don't waste the spoils. You don't.
Nah.
You don't throw these things away.
You recognize the pearls.
And the bigger you are, and the more open your heart is, the more confident you are with Christ. The more obvious these things appear.
Yeah.
When you're not, an opportunity might be over here, but you don't feel that Holy Spirit dragging you to it. And then, man, I should have done that last week. I would have been able to do this today. You feel it, man. It feels important to me. I can't, you know, when you have something that keeps you up at night,
Yeah.
it's not your mind, it's the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
The Holy Spirit is telling you, you need to think about this. You got to concentrate on this. It's so important that I'm keeping you up at night to tell you, you need to take this serious. And those things aren't intuition, and they're not dreams. It's the Holy Spirit. It's always the Holy Spirit. And so when we can start recognizing those things, he's going to start showing you more.
Yeah.
And he's going to start saying, man, this guy is real receptive. I can get a lot of things done because he's always susceptible.
Yeah.
He's always open to, it might not even be what he wants to do, but he feels a special drawing towards him, towards it. And that he recognizes that it's me working through the Holy Spirit. And that's when I think doors are opened. That's when I think opportunities are put at your feet.
Yeah.
And, you know, blessings. You know, everybody always wants to say blessings. Blessings, yeah. There's blessings all around you. What are you going to do with them?
Are you paying attention to them, and are you going to act on them?
Yeah. So,
And that's what this is. All this what Leon does is the hours and hours of work that he puts into it. The says yes to, and the form that he accepts, and the support that he has. Right. All of this works together to take him into what he was destined to be.
you're absolutely right. And that's you nailed it right on the head. I think he has a father and a mother that are the way they are, so that he doesn't have to concentrate on a lot of these things. I think Adrian was put into his life to give him that comfort of being with somebody that you've known and played with for so long.
Yeah.
He put Victor into his life because he always respected Victor.
Yeah.
He always, the consistency Victor's always had, you know, those things. And so every single thing that comes along for Leon seems like it flows real easy, but it flows real easy because, again, we're not fighting the current.
Right. Going with it.
You're going with it, and you're picking up a branch to float on. You're grabbing a tree to take a break on.
Yeah.
You know, all of these things, but you're not, I want to go up there.
Right,
Because
yeah.
I missed something up there, and I want it. And you know, it's an uphill stream. It's an uphill battle.
Well, I think things are flowing, flowing good. Coming up on this big event coming up here soon, right? You're raising money
Yes, sir.
to help get them up there. A couple years ago, they made it a long ways. I heard about the journey, by the way.
Oh,
you
man.
driving into the moon, driving into the skies, right?
That bridge is famous now. I've seen videos of people driving over that bridge.
Yeah.
Doing this, having the same experience.
Wow.
So I thought I was the only one, but no, there's like truckers that have to go over that bridge at night when it's snowing. And,
Oh, wow.
And I've seen a video of a guy recording a driver, and he's like, "Quit recording, what do you mean?" And he's like, "Oh man, it's all right." And I was like, I know exactly how
What they
that felt.
feel, yeah.
But yeah, we're raising the money because the money's not just for the trip. There's a lot that's going to have to be followed up with that trip. And that's where the finances are going to come in. He's always had support,
Yeah.
but this is a different stage now, and to avoid having a label or a management or a record company do all of this for you.
Yeah.
Everything that's done for you is always going to want repayment. Everything that's done for you is always going to want favors. Everything that's done for you is always going to have a jewelry.
It's going to have strings on it.
So the more you can do on your own, the
Yeah.
more leverage you have when you go in to negotiate. And so with this fundraising, he will be able to record his music, make his videos, provide for himself if he goes on tour until he's, making money, revenue coming in.
Yeah.
But that's what this is for. It's like seed money, I guess, is what you
Okay.
call it.
Yeah.
And, it's like we're going to try to go have a $20,000 trip.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That studio is probably at $1,500 a song, if not more.
Yeah.
Depending on if you're prepared or not. If
Right.
you're prepared really well, it's about a $1,500
Yeah.
session.
Yeah.
If you ain't prepared well at
Yeah,
all,
it could go on.
man.
Yeah.
they'd spent 10 hours doing one song.
Yeah.
And that was prepared.
Wow.
That was rehearsing for 2 weeks, one song, all the way up to that recording date.
Oh, wow.
So people that go in there unprepared, I can see
man.
why it's thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what we're raising the funds for. And, West Texas has just always been, like, so supportive.
Yeah.
I'm from New Mexico, but I love this area because
Yeah.
of that. They've always had, I don't know how many times that shows, man, Joseph, if you ever need anything for Leon, man, let me know. If
Yeah.
you ever need anything for Leon, let me know.
Yeah.
If you ever need anything for Leon, let me know.
Yeah.
And they've been true about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't just talk.
Right.
I've called on favors from those people. And, oh, yeah, man, absolutely. Let me get right on it. Let me do. So we love West Texas. It's a different kind of person.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It really is. At 50, me and you can tell that.
Yeah.
These guys can't because
Right.
they're still
Well, yeah,
here
learning it.
and young.
Yeah.
But at 50, I can tell when I
Yeah.
go to different places and I say, man, that wouldn't fly over there in West Texas.
Yeah.
Or I could see that person not enjoying this area because that's just not the way.
Right.
And so
Right.
like I said, that's what I think is real cool about Leon. He's got that West Texas, and it's not a big city.
Right. He has that West Texas salt of the earth. Hardworking, just blessed.
Common sense.
There you go. Yeah. Very grounded. Very grounded. And it kind of makes sense that he's attracted to the blues specifically.
Yeah.
Because blues is like a
It's
core-
working man's music.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right
It
there.
relates to the working man.
Yeah.
The man's gone through some blues,
Yeah.
And when you sing about it, you've gone through the blues, you're going to sing about it with them.
Yeah.
Country music.
Right. Right. To down into the core of
It's an acoustic blues is what country music is.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But to be able to write like that at such a young age, like he said, it's like I know it's coming from somewhere else, right? He's channeling it, right? And he's able to his short, just 19 years, his short life experience, into something that somebody like us are gonna feel like, oh, dang, you're talking about.
We got to give them those experiences and
Yeah.
share our experiences with them.
Yeah.
We don't want. I don't want Leon to have the blues to sing about the blues.
Right. Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh well, you have to live the blues. How many of those blues players ever shared their music with the world?
Yeah.
Because Muddy Waters and the big names that you hear, they had blues, but they were famous by the time they were 20.
Right.
And they were driving Cadillacs.
Yeah.
They sang about the blues.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking anything away from them.
Yeah.
They didn't grow up in a time that was good, and they didn't grow up in
Yeah.
a time that was inclusive and that was, letting them do what they wanted to do. So I'm not trying to say that they had it was all polka dots and roses.
Yeah.
But, a lot of those guys and a lot of the musicians now, they're not doing the bar scene like they used to have to.
Right. Right.
Nobody's been down. What was the name of the street in L.A.?
Rodeo Drive.
Yeah, that everybody played. You had to go put your time
Sunset
in.
Strip.
You had to go. So, even on Beale Street in Memphis.
Yeah. Sixth
Sixth
Street.
Street. You got to be a big name now to even play on 6th Street.
Yeah.
And so it's what I'm trying to say is just you don't live it doesn't mean you can't sing about it
Yeah.
or live it completely. You know what I mean? You don't have to be raised in a plantation
Right.
to be able to sing the blues.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why I think he's always chose that music. If we talk to them a lot, then it gives them a big vocabulary.
Right.
It gives them a lot of experiences to think about.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't want my kids to experience the same things I did, but I want them to know about them.
Yeah.
And so I never hid anything. You know, my master.
Stay
They know about
transparent.
everything,
Yeah.
and not bragging.
No.
And
no.
it's not.
No.
But hell, if I went and buy something that slapped me every single day, I'd be a real asshole to not tell my son, hey, when you walk by that over there, it's gonna slap
Watch
you.
out, it's gonna slap.
No, I want him to learn on his own.
Right.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
and then he's gonna turn around and say, why the hell didn't
Why
you
didn't
tell
you
me?
tell me? And then there's that
And there's a
resentment that
trust
builds up.
issue,
Yeah.
you know. So it's all back to the same,
Yeah.
and no, that's what it is.
Hey, Joseph, is there, we got to wrap this up here, man.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say about Leon, about the group, about what they're up against here?
Going to Memphis last year, when we saw the competition, Leon and Adrian have worked up to this point. They've worked real hard for this. It's not something that was handed to them by any means. And it's going to be a real competition. It's not going to be a town favorite. It's not going to be
Yeah.
an appearance judgment. It's going to be a real musical judgment.
Yeah.
And for these guys to get to the finals last year, they made, out of 217 bands, they were in the top 6.
Right.
And they got to play on Saturday, which is what everybody going there is trying to do.
Right.
Every single band there. For them to get ready for, it's almost, again, been put in place. When he didn't win last year, and I out of there, and I literally already had my idea about the whole thing. I said, they're not going to hand you that championship.
Yeah.
You've been here twice. You didn't come with your band yet. And they want you to put in your little bit of time here.
Right.
If they hand it to you now, you're not even going to come back next year. I go, so they're preparing you, Leon, but it's still going to always be up to you. Again, everything's set there for you. Are you going to pick it up and utilize it, though? And so it's there for the taking. If you go home and think it's going to be handed to you,
Yeah, no.
you won't come home with it. Him working to this point, I have a very visual person, and I see the vision of them expecting him to come back more polished, more honed,
Yeah.
and it's like a coach telling a player, go practice and come back to me. The kid can either take it as he doesn't like me, he doesn't think I'm good enough, he doesn't think, or
Doesn't work.
the coach could tell him in his ear, man, I really want that kid, but he needs to improve on something else, because if we just give it to him now, he's going to get eaten alive later.
Yeah.
We really need him to go improve on these things so that when we hand him something, it looks good for us too.
Yeah.
We didn't just give something to somebody that goes around and then turns around and makes terrible music or
Right.
whatever. We want to hand it to somebody that's worthy of the title, and then it's going to go and utilize it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I told Leon. I said, they're in it to a band that's not going to be showing up again. And I go, and that band has probably been here 3 times. They put in the work. They've up to this point. And it
Yeah.
was an amazing band that won.
Yeah.
And I told Leon that too. Right when we walked out of there, we watched that last band. I said, you see what you have to go up against?
That's what, yeah.
It's not going to be the same competition as it is over there.
Yeah.
And he was like, you're right. I said, and I'll just be honest, y'all weren't ready right now. Y'all think y'all were ready, but
Yeah.
that band is amazing.
There, yeah.
And not saying that y'all aren't, but they're tight. And that's,
There's a difference.
yes.
Yeah.
And so they know that. That's what I'm saying. That was 2 years ago. They come home and worked, and now
Yeah.
they know what to expect. And Leon does.
Yeah.
Leon's been there, and Adrian's been there. But Victor will be there this year. And so.
Yeah. That's the good thing about Victor, right? He's so professional.
And he's played all over the world, all over the country. He's played and toured with
Yeah.
Shelly Lattes
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he adds like that a lot.
Another dimensional professional.
Stuff that I don't know about.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know anything about touring or shoes and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
He's been through it. He's been it. And he's been a rock.
And then Adrian grew up
Yeah.
with his family band, and they played all over Texas. And since he was playing in San Antonio when he was 12.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's always, like I said, it's always for a reason. And we've even had people like, man, you ought to try this and this and this and this. We will, and if it works out, then it was meant to be. But we're not going to push it.
Right.
And everybody, you can already imagine since he was 12, he needs to be on American Idol. He needs to be on the Voice. He needs to be on this. He needs to be on. I never got the Holy Spirit. I never had it telling me, put him in this, Joseph. Get him in this. Get him prepared. It always told me, get him prepared. Get him ready. Get him ready because we have something big for him, and he needs to be ready.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to worry about being famous right now. He doesn't need to worry about being a social media giant right now.
Yeah.
He needs to get prepared for something big that's coming.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always felt. And so I think he's prepared, and we never chased anything,
Yeah.
and it's always come.
Yeah.
And my 100% gut feeling.
Yeah.
And everybody would always say, oh, you need to get him into American Idol. And the Holy Spirit's just telling me, get his songs registered.
Yeah.
Get his studio built.
Yeah.
Get his song list longer. Get a band together that's real good, that you can trust. That's what I've always felt.
Yeah.
It never told me, and I never pushed it. I never was like, yeah, you know what? We need to find out how to register for The Voice. We need to find out how to register for American Idol. We need to go to Dallas and go get in line and try to make that. I just never, and it wasn't my decision. He never even asked to do it.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, whenever I even mentioned to him, he was like, nah. Then come to find out that they put you under a huge contract.
Yeah.
And they own everything that you do
They
for the last
own
10 years after that.
Yep.
Even if you leave. If you don't make it to the finals and win it, they still own everything that you're doing. You have to tour as an American Idol contestant, as a Voice contestant.
Right.
You have that label on you. And so that's why a lot of the songwriters would just drop out.
Yeah.
And so when I found that out, I was like, oh, okay.
Well,
There's a reason that I never...
There's a reason.
Like I said, he was protecting me again. He's like, man, we just don't need to do that. Just
Right.
don't worry about that.
Yeah.
And then when I found all that out, I was like, oh, okay, no wonder.
Okay,
I
no
was-
wonder.
And that there again,
Yeah.
like I say, if you really put your faith where your mouth is, then he'll put those things in your path.
Yeah.
So you can't just say it. You have to really believe it.
Yeah.
And you really have to have faith in it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it because he's going to do what he needs to do, and
Yeah.
he's going to put us where we need to be.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. That's
I think y'all done a great job positioning for that. And like we're gonna put the GoFundMe in the show notes. We're gonna be putting it out, and we'll be sharing, and just try to get the community or have the community be aware
yeah.
of what you guys are undertaking.
You want to be aware of it before it happens.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
that's that. Yeah.
You don't want to be like, oh wow, man, this guy's on TV. Did you know he's from Midland?
Did what?
What? I didn't even know.
Right.
I could have been supporting him.
Support him
before.
by the way. Yeah. So we need to help out as much as possible, man.
Well, man, Angel, I appreciate
Absolutely.
all of this, and I appreciate you being another
Absolutely, Joseph.
part of
Sure.
Leon and his band. I tell that to everybody that even comes and says, "Hey, man, it's on the video." Hey, for a long time, I answered all of those, and I was like, "Man, I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Thank you. I appreciate the like.
Yeah.
I appreciate." And I was even just commenting to people that liked,
Yeah.
not just replying to comments.
Oh wow.
And I'd sit there for hours because I thought every single person needs to be thanked.
Yeah.
And then when it started to get to more, then I would just clip it down to I would only reply to comments.
Yeah.
But there's a blessed because man, we go places and just a lot of people that are like,
Yeah.
man, we really like his music. We really want to help, and it's easy to take those for granted.
Yeah.
But sometimes I swear, Angel, I sit back and I go, man, I cannot believe that these people are doing this stuff for my son.
Yeah.
And that's when I really get thankful. And I go, man, I cannot believe that these people are paying for this, or they bought him this, or inviting him and paying him this much for this show.
Yeah.
That's when I get thankful. That's when I say, man, thank you, Lord. Not only is my son healthy and stuff, but there's people that are really literally lined up to help him. And that's a blessing that I think God poured daily, probably 100 times a day. And it's the truth, you know. I get in the van and I'm over there at a show and I'm just like, man, look at all this stuff going on for Leon.
Wow.
And I'm just so thankful, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for letting me be a part of this. Thank you for letting me be the facilitator of this. Thank you for having the confidence in me to do this.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving me the mindset to do this. Thank you for giving me the clarity. I just go on a thinking rampage.
Right.
You know, like, man, I don't want to leave anything out because there's just so much to be thankful for.
For sure. Absolutely, man. All of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to go home and eat. These girls that have been coming and helping us, you know, it's just one thing after the other. If we can't stop and recognize those things, you know, I always tell, what did we do? We did the recording the other day. And I told Leon, I said, man, we always say prayers. And we were praying before. And we got done, and I said, you know what, come here. We're going to pray after. I said, we need to be thankful. Because you know what? The more thankful you are, the more times you're going to be thanking him. And that's the truth. If we just get what we need and...
Yeah.
But if we stop and we say, man, thank you, Lord. I was asking you for this a month ago. And here we are, and here it's going down now. And I just don't want to be ungrateful. I just want to say thank you for this, too. And you have to say thank you prayers, not just asking prayers.
Right. That is 100%, bro. 1,000%.
And when
true.
we thank more, if we thanked as much as we asked,
Yeah.
we'd receive a whole lot more, I'm sure.
As a matter of fact, the thankful, the gratitude has to be the baseline. That has to be the most
You
abundant.
don't even have
part.
to ask. He knows what.
Right. It's about the thank you. Yeah. There we go.
It's like asking your lips to breathe. They just know what you,
They already know.
They know what you need to do.
Yeah.
You just got to take care of them.
Yeah.
And you know, so that's what it comes down to. If we're more thankful, we'd be thankful a lot more.
A lot more. A lot more.
You'd have a
reasons
lot
to be
more
thankful.
blessings to be thankful for.
Yeah.
But if we're constantly asking, you know, it's not that he's going to sit up there and go like, oh, no, you don't deserve it.
Right.
It's your mentality
Yeah.
that doesn't allow you to have the blessings.
Right. Because you're constantly asking. You're constantly in a state of wanting it.
And if you're not receiving, then you're in a state of, I'm not worthy.
Right.
And it's not that.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's only wants you to feel unworthy.
Right.
And there's only one person that wants you to feel unwanted or not righteous enough. Those are all things that are prevalent right now.
Yeah.
Huge. How many people, you know, have depression and anxiety, you know, that's we want to get into that, but that's I feel a lot of that is from a lack of confidence and closeness with God.
Yeah.
Because depression, what would you be depressed about if you knew that you were filled with the Holy Spirit and going to heaven?
Yeah.
How would it be? It'd be a lot harder to be depressed. It'd be a lot harder to be anxious because you're worrying about what's coming because you don't have faith in what's coming.
Right.
If you have faith in what's coming and what He's going to provide for you, you have a lot less anxiety.
Yeah.
You know, so those things I think, and a lot of them, can be addressed with simply being more up to your faith.
Yeah.
And that's where I get to, you know, that's where I feel like being thankful. And like I said, if we don't appreciate those things and we don't recognize those things, you know, there's only one person that wants you to feel those feelings.
Yeah.
And if you're not fighting him, whatever you try to use to stop that, it's not going to work. Medication, alcohol, drugs, women, whatever it is.
Right.
Because it's like fighting a fire with
gasoline or something.
gasoline.
You're throwing it
You're
on.
not using the right thing to fight the fire. So if the devil's making you depressed and making you anxious, and you're like, oh, well, I need to drink, or
Right.
I need more money, or I need to work more. None of those things are going to work on him.
Right.
It's a faith thing. It's a, you know.
Well, I definitely see that in when I talk to him and when you see him perform, just he carries himself. I can definitely see that in him. Man, I wish you guys nothing but the best. And if I'm gonna join that other group, hey, whatever I can do to help.
And thank you.
You know, I'm here, man, and I'll do what I can. Just because, you know, I've with Leon, you know, because I used to be a recording performing artist myself back in my younger days, you know, so I and when you listen to the podcast, you'll hear the story. I told about it, you know. But I how his presence, he writes, how he crafts his music, how he presents himself.
Yeah.
You know, and those elements that aren't taught, you can't teach that to anybody.
Yeah.
Those are very innate. But what you've done is you've been able to cultivate that.
I hope so. I that I've done what I've needed to do.
Yeah.
And that's where it's at. It's nothing on mine.
Right.
It's nothing
Right.
to me. It's
Right.
nothing. I don't want
Yeah.
any credit or.
Yeah.
It's not my credit at all.
Yeah.
It's 1,000% our Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
And as soon as we take any of that away,
Yeah.
it would make me feel bad. I would feel,
Right.
oh, but you did that. Oh no, I was allowed to do that. I
Yeah.
was able to do that. I was
Yeah.
blessed to be able to do
Right.
that. I didn't do that on my own. I
Right.
didn't think of that on my own. I didn't come up with that on my own.
Right.
And you know, that's what's important. You know, he's a different kind of musician.
Yeah.
And I say that confidently, not because it's arrogant, but I've just never seen somebody as rounded. Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
I've known some great people that are amazing musicians.
Yeah.
And whatever reason they never made it to do what they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. You can kind of see it as you get older.
Right. Right.
When you look at this kid, you're like, okay, I don't see that issue with him.
There's no
I don't
question.
see that issue with him, and I don't
Yeah.
see that issue with him. And so when I've said, hey, I think this kid is probably the most likely to do something big coming out of Midland.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that because
You're his dad.
oh, and I'm his dad, and oh, he's people that sing better than him. I've seen people. I say I understand that, and I'm not saying he's the best at everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen anybody that had a book of songs written that can sing, that can play the guitar, that writes his own music,
Yeah.
that has an attitude that's great.
Right.
I
Right.
go, that makes me come to my deduction,
Oh.
not because he's my son.
Yeah.
Because I've known guys that have played the guitar great and sing, and they had a terrible attitude.
Right.
I know guys that had a great attitude, they could play but couldn't sing. And I know guys that could sing but they couldn't play and they had great attitude.
Yeah.
It was never a combination of
Of all of
everything.
it. Right.
So, like I said, I know I'm partial, but still standing aside.
Yeah.
If I was betting on a horse, I'd say
That's
that
what I'm
horse,
betting on, yeah.
strong and fast and wins and this and that. My money's on him.
Yeah.
I don't care how much you tell me about that Clydesdale. I'm
Right.
not putting my money on it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm coming to.
And I see the same thing you do, man. I see it. I see it. I think a lot of people see it. You know, Memphis gonna see it.
Yeah. I think they're going to welcome him back gladly.
Yeah, I think so,
I think
too.
they're excited to see him. And, you know, we've already had a lot of people. Are y'all coming back to Memphis?
Nice,
this year? And I said,
nice.
Yeah, he qualified.
Awesome.
And I said, he's coming with his band this year. And they're like, oh, wow.
Let's go. You know, and like I told Dion, after this, the after, let's have you guys back.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, because there's going to be, that's just the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the catapult is what I told
Yes,
him.
sir.
I said, we're going to use that as the catapult to release the song in March, to be ready to go by the time you get out of school, so that you're touring in the summer.
Let's
I
go.
said, you have to put all these things.
Yeah.
I said, it sounds like a long thing, but every long journey starts with the first step.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we're 500 steps into it, you're going to look back and say, man, I'm glad we took
I'm
that
glad we
first
took
step
that first step.
when we did, and not today.
Yeah.
Because we still have 500 more to just get to where we are right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Well, I love it, man. I love the attitude. I love how you're viewing and how you're proceeding with such a gem, you know. And thank you.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Angel,
All right, Joseph.
Thank
Appreciate
you, a lot,
you, brother.
man.
Yes,
God
sir.
be with you and
Likewise.
all your
Thank you.
listeners
Thank you.
and everybody. I just pass the Holy Spirit and
Please.
blessings and I just thank everybody. I really, really, everything that everybody's always done for Leon and me. I've had people help me because they know I needed help to help him.
Yeah.
And so it's we just have a lot to be thankful for.
For sure. Always.
Thanksgiving was all year long.
Already, that's what I
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Thanksgiving's all every day.
Yeah, we can't put it into one day. We need to be thankful day after day.
1000%, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you a lot, Angel.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.